episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. I am Cam. With me, as always, is Mr. Andrew. How are you this evening?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. As you can see, I'm a little scruffily at the moment. You
Same.
know,
I got a little growth there. So
yeah, I think I see one hair coming out there.
yeah, if I really, I can get maybe another hair out.
Okay, well, if you missed last week, we
Mm-mm.
discussed cinematic gold. Thanks. Oh, well, oh, there he goes.
All right, I'm out. Later.
Yes. We talked about Thanksgiving, which was probably one of the worst horror movies we've ever seen. I mean, and we don't know whether or not it was bad on purpose, and not knowing
Yeah,
is kind of what makes it a bit worse.
I don't think it was bad on purpose. I think they were actually trying to make a horror movie on a low budget, and
Yeah.
it no reshoots because they didn't have the budget, and it showed. But
Yeah.
but I
All
did
right.
want to say I didn't say it as much last week, but just thinking that was like the 1 year anniversary of this show, which I just think's cool. And I was
Yeah.
thinking about how many movies I probably wouldn't have seen otherwise if it weren't for this show. And so I was just gonna say I've had a lot of fun and looking forward to year two. So
Well, how many movies you haven't seen? How many movies you regret having seen?
yes, that's been a few. The ones though that I don't regret is of course Neil Breen. I don't regret seeing those.
Oh no,
Um,
of course not. Evan, he is a gold mine of content.
yes, my all-time favorite low budget director. So
Yeah, there you go. But
but yeah.
today we're switching it up. Today is a bit of a palate cleanser. We are discussing Arrival. Yes. Oh, yeah. Is that the 4K Blu-ray?
Yes.
Ooh, fancy dancy.
And like the plot, it's moving in a circle and a straight line at the same time. What?
Yeah. And now this movie came out in 2016, directed by Denis Villeneuve, my all-time favorite director. I have never seen a movie of his that I didn't absolutely adore. Arrival, Sicario, Blade Runner 2049, Dune Part 1 and 2, Incendie, Prisoners. I mean, the man is a genius, an absolute genius. And that shows especially well with this movie.
Mhm.
Now, Andrew, you had told me before the show started that you had first seen the movie about a year ago, so this was your second time watching it.
Yes, I watched it near the beginning of the year last year, so it's been close to 2 years, that I had watched it, so it was, quite a lot that I remembered, but
Mm.
I understood a lot more this time and noticed a lot more from a filmmaking standpoint, storytelling of what they were trying to do, and, because the first time there was a lot that I was like just went over my head, I was like, "What?" And then this time I was like, "Oh, this is so cool," like, I noticed, so, yeah,
Yes,
excited to
yes,
kinda deep dive into it, so
yes. I am very excited to talk about this movie, and when it started, because I just rewatched it again today too. I finished it about 7 or 8 minutes ago. When the movie starts and we hear that violin theme song, I
so good.
started I, I started getting crazy chills. I was like, oh my god, I love this so much.
It's like a character in and of itself, it's so good.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is. And the score for this movie is really kind of just that song. Everything
Mhm.
else is like ambient soundscapes. Not a whole lot of music that really goes on. Little melodies here and there, but that one violin motif is what's prevalent all throughout the movie, and it really. With it being there at the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie, it's such a good bookend. And now that's something I want to talk about here. The main theme of this movie is symmetry,
Yes.
and that is portrayed in so many ways, some of which completely went over my head until I saw it again today. The first of which being there are lots of shots of windows, and the first shot that we see of the window in Amy Adams' house, it's divided in the middle and there's two trees on both sides. Now, one, it's a symmetrical image, and two, what else do we see behind a window? The two aliens. And so those
Yes.
trees kind of are stand-ins for those aliens as well. There's also, the concept of time not being linear, and then there's also Amy Adams being right-handed and Jeremy Renner being left-handed in the movie. I mean,
Yeah, I didn't pick up on that, but that's
see,
yeah.
that was something I just saw today too, and
Mhm.
it's such a good subtle way to portray the overarching theme of this movie, and it's gonna completely go over people's heads probably first time they see it, but going back and rewatching it, it's like it's amazing how well they incorporated that in there. Dingus, how are you?
Technically, you haven't arrived yet because one thing I noticed while watching this movie is the title card of Arrival doesn't show up until the end, and it's
Mm,
supposed to be like we have arrived at actually the beginning of the story.
yes.
And I thought that was really cool. And I think, and I could be wrong, but all the alien, they don't talk in words. They talk in like complete like phrases in a way because for
Yeah.
them everything's non-linear, but it's a
Yeah.
circle. And that's kind of another everything that they say is in a circle. And it kind of it fits the whole idea that the plot is a circle.
Yeah.
And on the surface, it's all about aliens. You think, oh, it's called Arrival because these aliens have arrived, but it's not. That's just on the surface.
Haven't seen the movie yet. May give it a watch sooner than later, and we'll catch the
It's
replay.
good.
All right, yeah, yeah, definitely. Do yourself a favor and check it out. If you like
Yeah.
science fiction, this movie is just mwah, oh, so good.
And it's one of those where on the surface level, like I was saying, you think it's just, oh, it's called Arrival because the aliens arrived, but
Yeah,
it's actually called Arrival because you're following the plot of Amy Adams starts to think because they talk about that language theory that the language that you speak or think uh, changes how you think, how you perceive things. And so
right.
she starts once she starts learning their language, that's when she starts seeing things that we think is a flashback, but it's actually her future. Which that plot twist
Yes.
is done so well. Even though I had seen this movie, I forgot about that. And so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that's right.
It's so well incorporated into the overall plot because you're absolutely right. When it starts off, you do think that it's flashbacks because
Mhm.
that's how these scenes are framed. Within the narrative. But then as it goes along and those layers kind of start to get peeled away, and you see she's having like these episodes of remembering her future,
Yes.
but we don't know how confused she is about it until she is once again back in the alien ship, and she says, "I don't understand. Who is this child?" She was seeing her
Yeah.
daughter. And I remember the first time that I saw that, I was like, "No fucking way! That is
Yeah.
amazing!"
Well, one thing I noticed this time because I was looking up videos talking about the movie, and it said, there's the
There he is.
theory. Hey, Michael. There's
Okay.
the
I
whole
literally just sent a message to the group chat saying let me in.
Oh,
there's the whole when it's the present with her. A lot of the shots when you first see her walking into a room are a straight line to represent that, the past is in the past and she's moving forward. When it's the future scenes, oftentimes when you first see her, she's walking in a circle.
oh, I see.
Which
I hadn't noticed that either.
Yeah, like when she's in the hospital, when she finds out about her daughter having cancer, there's like a shot where she's walking and the room's like a circle, like the hallway is a circle.
Yeah.
And it kind of represents the difference. I mean, I didn't notice that until I watched a video on it, but it's those little details where I'm like,
Cheater! Cheater!
oops, I didn't mean that.
So I will say, as I mentioned in the chat, I took
You wrote an equation.
I took notes.
That's your math homework.
And
Don't
it
try
was
and fool
so-
me.
Yeah, that's you trying to figure out their
Well,
language.
it was so funny to me because as I'm writing it, where was it? The interaction seemed to force Louise to relive memories of her daughter's life, and you guys were just talking about it. So it was funny because this is the first time I'd seen this. So I'm like, okay, there seems to be something that is forcing her to relive these painful memories. And every time she comes back, it does seem like it's like a painful reminder
Yeah.
for her, and she's just trying to shrug it off. I will say that one of the notes I have here is just the words "the meme," simply because I've seen that clip of them entering the antechamber so many times with just like different things like edited into it, and I never knew what that clip was from until I was like, "Oh my god, it's the thing!"
Gabriel. Ooh.
I've never seen that meme before. I mean,
It's
that's
literally-
lost on me.
It was such a it was such a niche meme, but it was like it was supposed to be like it's that moment where she goes, "What happens now?" and he goes, "They arrive," and it was like I think they used it for like the Sonic movie when the first Sonic movie was being advertised or something. Somebody
Hmm.
made a video about it, and it was like the horrible, like realistic looking Sonic the
Yeah.
Hedgehog that they first showed us, and it was just like anyway, it was a meme. That's the important thing.
Okay. Gotcha. Now,
But
now
yeah,
Michael,
there were. Well, I was just gonna say there were a lot of really interesting things in this movie. That this is only the I think third movie that Denis Villeneuve, or however you say his name, has directed. The first two being Dune Part 1 and 2. Um,
Oh, you haven't
so
seen Blade
this
Runner?
is
Wow.
no, I've never seen any of the Blade Runner movies. Not the
Oh, you can
original.
oh
watch this
wow.
without seeing the original for sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying I've just never seen any of them.
Yeah,
Is my point.
yeah.
But so this was a very I have a lot more appreciation for his directing style and a lot of the things that he uses, such as like the camera angle trick with the first time that they go into like the gravity chamber tube thing, whatever.
Yeah.
If you look at it hard enough, you can tell that it's literally just a camera angled a certain way down a hallway, but it's just the way that they use certain angles to portray verticality,
Made me
as
think of like
opposed to
Inception, the
Yeah.
rooms that spin. Have you not
I-
seen
now
Inception?
don't crucify me, but I've actually never seen that one either. It's on my list.
Darn.
Um, I have another note here that just says "cool vape tricks, bro."
Oh my God. Yeah. And well, yeah, that's it's in reference to the aliens written language, and
Yeah.
it was such a clever idea that was put forth because this very easily could have turned into just Amy Adams deciphering their spoken language, but
Yeah.
they kind of flipped the idea around and said, okay, well, no, the only way that they can communicate is through written language. And as she learns it, it kind of starts to open up her mind a little bit, and she starts to perceive time differently. And it's just again, like I said, the way that the way that she kind of unravels throughout the course of the story is just masterfully done. I mean, this movie is 2 hours long, but the pacing is so tight. I
Mhm.
like not
It's so
one single
tense.
second wasted. Yeah, exactly.
I did actually have a note here about the pacing.
Uh-oh, he's gonna say it was
It don't
bad.
matter.
Actually,
It's literally just it was just the they had like montages that would pop up every once in a while to like the progress montage where they're like, okay, now we're starting to understand all these different phrases,
yeah,
and it was just like a quick little thing, but it helped to break up because it felt like they were putting a lot at once, and then they broke it up with this montage, and it was just that was just one of the things that I noticed, that was just very, if you're not really looking for things like that, you're not going to really notice it, I guess. But it was
Mhm.
just nice to see that they were able to break up the pacing a little bit with
yeah.
montages and a little bit of witty humor from Jeremy Renner. I really want to know how many of his lines he ad libbed, because literally, I like my second note is note Coffee with Aliens is funny. Like, they're flying to the site in Montana, and they're
Mhm.
arguing back and forth, and the colonel goes, "This is why I need you two to work together. I'll bring the coffee." And Renner's just like, "Coffee with aliens."
Yeah.
You know,
And
one
it's
thing
just
I gotta
such a
say,
throwaway line, and I had to wonder, was that scripted or was that ad libbed?
probably ad-libbed.
But
One thing that I always love is when I'm watching a movie and I can tell one of the things you can tell when it's so well written is you have a scene with Forrest Whitaker, Jeremy Renner, and Amy Adams, and that doesn't take you out of it. Like you don't think of it as that's Amy Adams. You're just watching this great character and watching her journey. And you're
Did
learning everything about the aliens with her, and I like the journey you go on.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, and it's such a personal journey too. You know that,
Mhm.
and that's something that I appreciate about this movie is that it involves aliens arriving on Earth, but it's not like world-ending, crazy stuff going on. I'm because according to the aliens, the crazy stuff doesn't happen for another 3,000 years.
Yeah,
So,
I really
they
want to
turned.
know what happened. Like, I want
Yeah.
a sequel.
Yeah, they took this fantastical idea and turned it into a character drama, which is I love that. I love that so much. Whenever a film can take an idea that's larger than life and a story that's larger than life and condense it down and bring the scope down to such an intimate level
hmm
that it feels like something that you're just completely sucked into, not through spectacle but through character, and that's just that is a remarkable achievement.
well, and the story that
Hello,
it's based,
hello, good to have
so
you.
it's based on a short story called "Story of My Life,"
Yes.
and that the daughter, not that this makes it any less sad, but she dies in her 20s in a car accident. But I think changing it to her dying as a kid from a rare disease makes it even more heartbreaking.
Right.
You know,
You know,
um,
because she says, she's going to cherish every moment of it, but she doesn't have very many of those, and
yeah,
so again, it just really hammers in that drama of it's the question she asked Jeremy Renner at the end of the movie. If you could see your life from start to finish, would you change anything? And she
yeah,
decides not to, and that's the line that she says to her daughter when she tells her that I told your father something he wasn't ready to hear, and he said you made the wrong choice. That's the choice he was referring to. And the first couple of times that I watched the movie, that kind of just went over my head, and I was like, oh, okay, well, she made the wrong choice, whatever. But now it's like, no, she made the wrong choice, the choice of the question that she asked him initially. and,
yeah,
and that's just
Yeah.
like it's such a great way just to bring it all full circle.
yes, literally, yeah.
Well, and I also love the little hints that they leave in every one of the like future
We're talking
memories.
about Arrival. Out of the woods. We're talking about Arrival. Yep.
But almost every single one of the like future memories, um, is it leaves little hints. So
Yeah.
like it's like one of the very last ones is when I really it was right before it clicked for me what was happening. And it's when the daughter asks her for like a sciencey word for like compromise, but it's not compromise. And she's like,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
want science, go ask your father. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was the first mention of what her father did, like or like any mention of like what he did like professionally, but
In the
like
in the future flashbacks. Yeah. Yeah. That
right, right,
was.
right. But I mean, like, so it was very like I was like, okay, so he's still around. First of all, like, because there were moments
Yeah,
where I was like, did he die? Is that why she's single, or is it like? And that was another thing. There was that line when her and Jeremy Renner's character Ian, they were talking, and he said something about maybe if I understood language better, I wouldn't be single or something. And she's like, "Trust
Yeah.
me, you can understand language perfectly fine and still be single." And it was that. I think it was. I was like, "Oh wait, did her husband leave her because, you know, that?" And it's just like the misdirection was just very well done in this movie, and it
hmm
was like they threw you some misdirection, but then they sprinkled in hints, and it's not until the big reveal that you go, "Oh my god!"
that and I
I mean, like,
think a lot of
uh
it
huh,
too is Louise is figuring all this out too. We're
I
like
could
we're
use a
I'll let
salted caramel milkshake. You must be somebody I used to work with at Steak and Shake. Identify yourself.
oh, Cam used to work at Steak and Shake. I got to see that now.
Long time ago. Like I'm talking back in like 2013 to 2014, I think.
oof.
Dang,
If he
I
I
sees the
was
forget
last
that
number,
you're.
he'll
stumbling back
remember who I
then.
am. I don't. I worked with a lot of you. I don't. I don't know.
Um, I love the idea of the nonlinear storytelling, though. Like I said, because I like that we figure
Yeah,
everything out with her, especially at the end when she takes the phone to call the Chinese leader guy,
Yes.
and then
general.
we see fast forward scene. This occurred to me while I was watching it. I was like, when she's like, "What do I say?" and I'm like, "What you gonna say?" And I realized through the memory, it's echoed back to her in the present time, and she
Yes.
starts saying, "I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, this is so good." Bennett, I knew. Yeah, Bennett. Cam, how could you not remember?
No, I know who that is. I know who that is. I know who it is. Freaking rascal. But yeah, I
I
mean, it's.
also
Well,
go
I
ahead.
was going to say it's such a well put together scene because you're flip flopping back and forth between these two moments in time, and you really get the impression that she's like almost forcing herself to remember.
Yeah.
Um, but then you have the moment in the future where she says, "Well, I don't know your personal number," and he shows her and says, "Now you do," and it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Everything Everywhere All at Once. Her
Yeah.
mind is in so many different points in time that she can't remember something until
Mhm.
she experiences it, but she experiences everything at once. So
Yeah.
it's just such a mind-bending concept to wrap your brain around.
Almost gives me a
It,
headache.
it's almost it's almost like the butterfly effect put on like steroids.
Oh, Butterfly Effect. What a depressing movie.
Oh God, I wasn't referring to the film. I was referring to the
Oh,
quantum theory, but
How do you know there was a
damn.
movie? I gotta look this
I
up.
was too ready to talk about Ashton Kutcher.
Oh no, it's got Ashton Kutcher. I
I
don't know if I
remember when
want
you
to watch
did the movie review of that cheesy Area 51. Yes, you had actually recommended me that movie, the Area 51 movie, and I watched it and I didn't like it. It was one of those like dime a dozen found footage movies
but
that
was
really
What's
it?
it
had no
called?
reason to
But
exist.
but
It's called
was
Area
it? Thank.
51.
Oh, okay. Well,
But was it? Thank. But was it as good as Thanksgiving, Cam?
it was,
Nothing will ever top Thanksgiving. That was such a masterwork of cinema
you know,
that it
Arrival
has
is nothing.
effectively ruined every
Yeah,
other movie for me. And I
Arrival is nothing compared to it. Like, what the heck? I mean,
no
just
no.
because that's
d-
kind of nonlinear storytelling with the turkey and
I I will say.
Denis Villeneuve
I
wishes he could make a movie as good as Thanksgiving.
you know what? We're gonna clip that out now and be like, look at Cam. He
Yeah, I know.
fake
Send it
fan.
directly to Denis Villeneuve. It's like, hey, this guy says he's your biggest fan, but look what he said about you.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna get like a diss track in the form of a movie.
Yeah.
who would that be though?
In a
Like,
world where an Asian likes
Yeah,
a
and then
turkey more
in
than
the
Amy
in the
Adams.
end credits, it'll just say for Cam, fuck you.
I did have a few like technical notes. The audio engineering I thought was done just it was a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
you know a lot of people I think kind of take for granted good audio engineering in certain and especially big budget movies like Marvel movies and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But like
Ever heard of Fanboy Expo? Yes, we have people who have gone to that.
but like for example when they're in the helicopter heading to Montana
Yeah.
and they have her put on the headset and it's that very muted like you can tell that like if you've ever worn aviation headgear
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's absolutely how that sounds and it was just such a good effect. I don't know if they just were physically in a helicopter and they just recorded their lines through the comms and that's why it sounds like that, which would be a
Wouldn't
really
it wouldn't
cool.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Truly.
I mean,
It
yeah.
wouldn't surprise me. um the canary I thought was an interesting touch, because of if you know your history, coal miners and canaries and stuff like
Yeah.
that. um One of the cool things that I thought was the texture of the shell or whatever it was they were calling it, the UFO.
Yeah.
From a distance, it looks super smooth and shiny,
Mhm.
almost like glass. But when you get up close, it resembled like rough stone or cast iron, which I thought was very interesting because it almost depicts them of being super advanced technologically, but also still very primitive in the materials they used.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Almost like there was no emissions, there was no propulsion, there was no any verifiable way that, or quantifiable way, I should say, of seeing how their ships worked. But it looks like it's made out of a very material like stone or cast
Mhm.
iron, like not even
Yeah.
Well, one
steel or aluminum. Like little details like that, I just thought were really interesting.
one thing I really like about the movie that I just gotta say is I love like a good aesthetic and visually pleasing.
Yeah,
Like it's great to look at and just the overall like her house aesthetically when you have the shot that just comes it goes down like this and you're like, what is this I'm
mhm,
looking at? You realize it's the
And it
ceiling.
centers on the window. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so
mhm.
like I would have that on my wall. Like
Yes.
it's just so good.
Yeah. And it. The windows are such a big motif in this movie because you have that window, you have the window through the ship. I mean, there's so many important moments that center around a character looking through a window. And
Mhm.
superficially it's like, oh well, she's looking through the window into something greater than her. And it's like, yeah, you can look at that, but I mean the window itself is kind of the point. You can see through it, everything is
Mhm.
clear. That's what happens when she learns this language. Everything becomes
Yes.
clear. And it's
Yeah,
just fuck, Denis Villeneuve is such a good director.
I know, he's great.
Ugh.
He's one of my favorites, man.
and to think that, and then you realize this movie came out almost a decade ago, and it's just like, visually speaking, it's hard to wrap your mind around that that was 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, he has
It's
one of the
very
best
well done.
two-year runs in a while because he had well, actually 3-year runs because he had Sicario in 2015, Arrival in 2016, and the one that
Blade
takes
Runner.
it all. Well, yeah, I was just trying to think of a
Yes.
snappy phrase for it, but I couldn't. I was blanking. Blade Runner
The cream of the
2049 and
crop.
2017. Yeah,
Yes.
and so
Yeah.
that's and then obviously with Dune, both awesome movies. I
Yeah.
can't wait for part 3
So ready
next year.
for it.
Like, oh, give it to me now.
As somebody who read the books, I'm a little weirded out by like anyway, we're not here to talk about Dune. Never mind. I will.
Future
We'll
I'll
get
keep
there
it for a while.
eventually.
We'll get there, yeah. 84
Yeah,
Dune
yeah.
first, of course.
David Lynch.
I'm
Ooh.
curious. Did anybody else watch this movie with subtitles?
Yes.
Yes, I always watch subtitles.
So me too, but I know that not everybody else does.
Right,
My
right,
reason
right.
my reason for it is because I grew up with my grandparents and they
Sure.
have subtitles on all the time.
My
So it's
reason
just
is
what
my
I'm-
hearing, but yeah.
But a lot of the background dialogue was really interesting. You catch words like xenolinguists, and just little things that really help to progress the plot in little ways, like
Mhm,
just you caught little bits of like military comms, and you understood like the situation, even if you don't know military terms, just from context clues and like the way. And a lot of another really cool thing that they did in this movie was, yes, they were like, the whole point of the movie was decoding this alien language, but it showed a lot of importance of language and how language works and is structured and like nuance and stuff like that. And so just from the background dialogue alone, you can kind of pick up a little bit of the nuance of the situation that's going on around them, and it just really helped with the world building, I felt.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
it really does. I mean, right away you learn how like no language to English has a one-to-one translation. None of them do.
mhm,
Right.
yeah,
Just like English into another language doesn't have a one-to-one translation. So even you could have the most accurate translator working on something, and you would still lose some meaning just because uh, here's an example. People say, "Oh, well, Mandarin is a super hard word or a super hard language to learn because the same word said in different tones can mean different things." But it's like, well, it's kind of the same thing in English. Like take the word "really" for example. Yeah, someone saying "really"
Yeah.
Yeah.
could have a different meaning than someone saying "really."
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
or
have you ever heard the joke about the most versatile word in the English language is fuck?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is too that they do a really good job of showing in this movie is, when we read, we're reading left to right, and we're reading it. When we read, we see, okay, that's the past of the sentence, and the future of the sentence is coming up. The
yeah,
way that and that's how we speak too. And the way
Yeah.
that these aliens speak is throw it all out at once, and then they have to decipher. And here's the thing: you could have like the same looking symbol, but even Amy Adams says this in the movie, one little detail could be off, and it could mean a whole different thing.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
that's why they spend so much time, even like Jeremy Renner at one point in the movie, like he keeps zooming in and zooming in to see all the little
I
details,
literally, I literally have zoom and enhance.
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
note.
Started looking like bubble wrap there for a bit. I was like, can I pop it?
Yeah.
His
And
description of using ones and zeros. He was like, "We've been looking at the ones. Let's look at the zeros at the dead
Mhm.
space."
yeah.
And it helped him like crack a part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really like the only time that we see Jeremy Renner being a scientist, as he's said to be in the movie. And
Mhm.
and at first I was a little bothered by that because they made it a really big point in the beginning to say that he's a theoretical physicist and all that. But then I was like, him being a theoretical physicist is in no way important to the movie. So so the fact that
It's
we don't
all
really see him doing
theoretical.
that stuff doesn't bother me so much anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like they showed just enough of his knowledge, like, him talking about mathematical equations and asking them about, like the Fibonacci sequence and all that.
Yeah.
It was, there's a reason they said he was a theoretical physicist. Theoretical physicists are always like, they're men of questions, not very often are they men of action. They'll run experiments, sure, but like,
All questions, no
realistically, they're
answers.
Yeah.
right. So it was very interesting to see. I felt like that was a pretty accurate portrayal of what a theoretical physicist would do.
Theoretically, it was a very good portrayal of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was theoretically useful.
Well, one thing that I noticed about this Cam rewatching it is, it's a very self-contained story. It reminded
It
me of
is.
Civil War, how because you see with the news clips, there's the overall story of the aliens landing on Earth, but that's not what like you do some digging. That's not what the story is really about.
Right.
Like in Civil War, there's the war going on, but it's about the photographers and them
Yeah.
navigating it. This is with this set of military people navigating the aliens, and then specifically with Louise navigating what the heck's going on in my head.
And you think about the larger context of everything that happens throughout the movie. She learns the language. It
Mhm.
causes her to perceive time differently. So what happens? She writes a book on translating the language. We see her teaching a class on how to translate the language. She is literally using her knowledge to change the world. And
Mhm.
it's a tiny bit of a much larger story. And and even if we didn't get a sequel, I'd be okay with that because
You kind of get it in the movie a little bit.
yeah, I mean, there's so
Mhm.
much to infer, and what could be more exciting than your own imagination, really?
Yeah. And honestly, it's one of those movies, I guarantee you, anytime you rewatch it, you're going to notice something you didn't before, even if
Yeah.
you think you noticed everything before. So it's kind of like a new movie every time. Although if this came out
Yeah.
this year, there would already be a sequel in the work, a prequel series, a video game, a book, a comic book, candy.
Yeah.
Like,
Spin-off TV
turns out
show.
that Jeremy Renner is the multiverse Hawkeye.
yeah. And the Forrest Whitaker is actually an alien spy.
Was anybody else thrown off by Forrest Whitaker at any point in this movie? Because there were moments where I went, "Who was his dialect coach?" Because like There were moments where his voice sounded like he was from Kentucky, and other moments where he sounded like he was from London. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
I think that's you, Michael. I don't.
It might be. It
No,
might be me.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying
But,
enough attention to that.
Maybe a bug
I
flew in
don't know.
my
It was just
ear.
certain. Maybe it just.
Oi.
I don't know. It was just certain words that he said. I'm like, that doesn't sound like his normal accent. But I could be tripping.
You know, if he's
Um,
so exhausted that different accents are coming out while he's talking. You know.
Well, you know, you know the asymmetry of his face. He has one accent for the right side and one accent for the left side.
Depending on which way he's looking at the camera.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if Forrest Whitaker ever got that eye fixed, he like his career would tank.
Yeah.
Just like if Owen Wilson got his nose fixed, he'd never be in a movie again.
Yeah. You know, another thing this movie does really well, other than the Forrest Whitaker, is it also shows that as much as the country's united to do the research and everything, it also shows how quickly, even in a dire situation, countries can be petty and be like, nope, I found this out, or we got spooked later. Like, even in a we could all die, it's I'm not giving you this information. And, you know, like the Chinese, they started finding out stuff more, which they always seem to do in movies, by the way. So whatever. Like, they always seem to be the country that like
something.
find something out first.
Something-
I don't know.
Well, a detail that I just thought of now, was that, you know, it's very human nature to attack when provoked. You know, which is kind of shown in this movie a little. But isn't it interesting that even though the humans attacked the aliens realized that the only way that they were going to survive their predicament in 3,000 years was with the help of humans. So they could have easily attacked back after they threw 20 pounds of fucking C4 in their ship. Which I don't know. I saw that and I went, that's a lot. And then
Yeah.
later when it's not directly said, but it's implied that those actions cause the death of one of the heptapods.
Yeah,
Because when they bring her up, she asks Costello, where's Abbott? And it, you know, I love that they had the little subtitles. Abbott is death process.
yeah.
Dude, that kind of gets you in the feels. Like it's a hand alien, like the thing, but man, it gets you in the feels.
Well, and
You know?
one thing that I thought the first time we saw them was because their tentacle comes up and it opens up almost like a hand, but then the whole body kind of looks like a hand. I'm like,
Yeah.
what if this is just one? Like, what if it's not two creatures? It's just like two fingers of a giant hand. It's like a hand with a hand on the end of each finger, with a hand on the end of each finger. I'm like, how cool would that be? And I wasn't right, obviously, because they were two separate, but there was absolutely a lot more to them that we see later on than what we first get with in the antechamber.
I wonder if they walked like this.
No, they walk like this.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, but with all five, so they're like.
Best puppet work ever.
And then there was actually a baby alien hand that saw Jeremy Renner and went, "Daddy."
Oh my god. Even in a Denis Villeneuve movie, we're still comparing it to Emu War.
I want to bring up this comment by Sean. I thought so. I'm sorry, Denis. I want to bring this comment up by Sean because I'm reading Project Hail Mary for the first time right now. And when I was watching this, I was like, this is very Project Hail Mary-esque.
Yeah. I'm very excited for the movie. I am very excited for the movie, but I think they showed way too much in the trailer.
See, I haven't watched the trailer yet. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of my favorite books of all time.
There's rumors that the big trailer that's going to play before it is for the sequel to the Emu War, but I could be wrong. There's just reports on that. All right, no more Emu War. I'm done. But I'm loving the book too. Like all the science stuff and like the Ryland Grace. Like I'm at the part where all the world scientists he just made it to like the army base in China is where I am in the book, where they're all trying to
Wow,
figure
you
it
are
out.
way early still.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot, but it made me think of this a lot. So, I mean, they're not. It's not toe to toe, but it's very similar.
Oh yes, yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
And
I'm
I'm sorry that
definitely
I'm such a
excited.
slow reader. Okay,
You got to listen to audiobooks like the rest of us. Get with the times, man.
I can't. I zone out too much, and then I have to
Not,
rewind.
not with Ray Porter as narrator. I'm just saying.
Fair enough. I did zone out with Andy Serkis Lord of the Rings books. So.
Yeah, well,
No, I'm kidding.
that's.
I'm kidding, Michael. Those ones are the
I
only
was
ones I've
gonna
ever been able to
say,
listen
I was gonna
to.
say that's Andy Serkis. His voice is like butter.
I know. Those are actually, and the reason why I like those so much is those are the only ones that I've like been able to listen to like all the way through. So I want to try out the Harry Potter ones because I feel like since there's those may be able. So
I'm
Yes.
Anyways,
waiting
great.
for all 7 of the Harry Potter books to be made into
Yeah.
the dramatized like cast audiobooks. And then I already have like 10 free Audible tokens saved up. So I'm like, all right, in March when the 7th one comes out, I'm buying them. I'm getting them all at once, and I cannot wait to hear Dr. House voice Albus Dumbledore. Like that's fun to me. But
Yeah, that
like, I wonder
Hugh
wonder if
Laurie.
Dumbledore, I
Love
wonder if
him.
Dumbledore will give Harry a Percocet.
Jeez. For those of you who haven't watched Doctor House, that is a very blatant House reference.
I was gonna say that when I don't know the reference there. So
That's okay.
House MD is a great show. You should watch it. Anyway, um,
back
one
to
of my
Arrival.
favorite. Yeah, I was say one of my favorite notes that I made was actually the one note that I crossed out. It was the memories help Louise understand the aliens. I was like, okay, maybe they're forcing her to remember certain memories to help give her clues about like what the answer is. And then as soon as as soon as like the other shoe dropped, basically, I immediately went scratched it out and went,
Wah,
they're
wah,
not memories.
wah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I said,
well,
they're not
and see
memories. They're showing her her future daughter, Ian, probably the father.
yeah, and that's how you know that a twist is done so well because it recontextualizes the entire movie. You know,
Mhm.
it's not like one of those typical action movie twists where it's like, oh, the villain was the main character's brother all along.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
When
But
it's one of those that
it
it
was
literally makes you stop and
very
think. Like,
Shyamalan.
yeah, it's like when the movie ends, it stays with you, and you go and you think you're like, wow, like that just
yeah,
it's crazy. It literally changes everything. You can go back and watch it, and it almost begs you, not begs you, but it's almost like you should watch it again because Michael, I said earlier, usually like the title card for a movie appears like after the opening scene or like at the beginning of the movie, but it doesn't appear until the end, and it's almost like this is actually the beginning. So then you can rewatch it again with all that knowledge, and it's like a new movie.
yeah,
It
yeah.
really,
It really
no, it
is.
really is. Like the very first note I made, first of all, I didn't start making notes until about 15 minutes into the movie. I was like, I need to be making fucking notes. But like the very first note I made was beginning sad. Like,
Very detailed,
like,
almost as detailed as the script.
right? I said beginning sad, quick montage, birth, short life, and death of daughter. No, main character wore a ring at the beginning, but is later shown to live alone. I like that. I was like, they made it very clear that they wanted you to see her wedding ring
Yeah,
as she's
Mhm.
holding her daughter in the hospital. And so I was like, okay, that's a detail that's going to come up later. And then like we see later that she lives alone. She's on the phone with her mom's checking up on her. I'm like, okay, so we see now that she was married. Now she lives alone. The moment it hit me what was going on when the alien says Louise sees future or whatever, and it kind of, oh god, now I'm the one that can't think of the word. Anyway, it infers that all these memories are in the future. When it clicked for me, I went, oh my god, Ian's the father. Like it was just immediately before anything was explicitly said, it was just that quick little inference, like Louise sees the future. I went, immediately puzzle pieces started snapping into place for me, and I was just like, I had to pause the movie for like 5 minutes. That's why it took me a minute to get on. I really need to stop leaving these movies until the last minute.
Oh, that's right. I kind of did the same. I mean, I finished it like 5 minutes before we went live. So I mean, it's okay. And I specifically calculated exactly how much time I would have to watch the movie before we started, because I had to cook dinner early, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get this done quick.
And then what you realize is
I-
future you was telling you the recipe in order so you could get it done quicker.
Yeah, we'll
It was
see.
echoing.
Exactly.
You're like, then I stir the rice, and then okay, and then,
And then I flip the wok and stuff.
and then the noodles. I got those.
Noodle. Just imagine.
See, I can imagine when she put on the headset to listen to the Chinese guy talking about it. It was probably up and down, and
Something about it really spoke to me as a person. Do you want long or short nail?
One thing I love back to Arrival is even the characters that we don't see a lot of. Like, there's the CIA guy that's at the base. It's like he's the one.
Him.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is we don't get a whole lot of him really. Maybe 5 to 10 minutes of screen time, but
Yeah.
the actor did such a good job of playing that character that you just every time you see him, I just like, ugh.
Well, and like to that point, we have the scene of the army guy on the phone with his wife, and his wife is hysterical, and he's like, saying that their daughter asked if the monsters are going to kill daddy, and I was like, that was such an emotional moment for a character that we don't see a whole lot of, and I really, it helps build up that moment of when they plant the C4 in the spaceship, because it's almost because it took me a second to realize it was the same guy.
Yeah.
And once I did, I went, oh, okay, so it was. Like, I thought it was very like stereotypical, or not stereotypical, but typical, like, alien invasion movie where it's like you have a band of people who freak out and shoot first, and that causes a whole bunch of problems. And it kind of was that, but it wasn't the typical way of it, because they already gave us that person's reason was his family is scared for his well-being, so he's going to do what he thinks he has to do in order to survive, to get back to his family, which is not like, that's in most cases we would see that as being something noble.
Selfish.
But huh? I mean, the context is what matters, right?
I know,
Right. The main character. No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if he was the main character, we would have seen that as a noble thing that he did.
Yeah.
But
everybody's the hero of their own story.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that was, and I feel like even though it was such a small part of the movie, it very much helped to kind of conceptualize that and visualize that through the movie. It was like, everybody thinks that they're right.
And that was one of the few parts, I just thought of this, that we don't see from Louise's perspective, because you think about when they're up in the alien ship, you hear the shooting down below, and we don't see what's going on. Like, we don't see who's shooting, why, what's going on, but we hear from her perspective.
Do we ever see do we ever find out what they were shooting at?
They were shooting at the army that was going out to apprehend them, because they knew that they were launching a mutiny. So
but I'm just saying, like, we don't see the shooting, because like I said, it's basically all from Louise's perspective. So, but
also, like, that they didn't, like, usually when there's a bomb in movies, the timer beeps. I love that they made sure that this one didn't beep,
because Denis Villeneuve knows what he's doing.
What I love about
making
movies. Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
Well, I was just like, I was like, damn, these people suck, because they're like, oh, we just need to go back up for 5 minutes. And the one guy's like, no, you can't go up there. He's like, no, let him go. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was like, you motherfucker. Like, He's just like, let him die. It's fine.
I gotta find out who the cinematographer is because there's so many shots where like it just like lingers, like the bomb when they're like, "What's that?" and they're looking, and it
Let's
almost
see.
it feels like it's like zooming in, even though it's not, because just the
Yeah,
intensity
it
of
just
it.
lingers.
Yeah.
Well, and also I like how the aliens, the septopods, seem to be trying to warn them about the bomb, and when they
Mhm.
couldn't get it, they literally just whatever force push whatever.
Yeah.
They were just like, get the fuck out. I think
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
Okay.
I'd have to rewatch to be sure, but I think it
Mhm.
was Abbott who did that, and I'm wondering if that is what
Yeah.
caused him,
Yeah, it was him.
him
I think
exuding
so.
Yeah,
that
that
energy.
was Abbott because Abbott was on the left. No.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm wondering if his um I wonder if it was like him exerting the energy to do that is what caused him to die and not the explosion itself. Because
Yeah,
we
because
see
is
there's
that
no
was that
damage.
glass stuff
There's
impenetrable is my question.
Well,
Because I
we
don't
see
think
that
it
it
is.
wasn't broken. When she
That's
goes
my
Yeah.
back
point,
in,
yeah.
we see that it was untouched. So
Exactly. Yeah,
I,
that's my point.
I
Yeah, so I
wonder
think it was
I
the
wonder if it was the exertion of energy to
his
save
Princess Leia
Louise.
force thing, you know?
Yeah,
So
his was cooler.
the cinematographer for Arrival was Bradford Young. If you don't know who that is, I don't blame you. I hadn't heard of him either. But he's done a lot of TV. He's done a lot of music videos, some short
Mhm.
films. The most notable thing that I'm looking at that he was the cinematographer for was Solo.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Oh, I see, I love that movie.
Me too.
And that's another one where aesthetically it looks so good, and there's a lot of shots in there that I'm just like, "Wha" so, makes sense.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
genuinely. I would love to. This is one of the few movies going back to Arrival. This is one of the few movies that I would love to have a physical copy of for the sheer fact that I want to see behind the scenes stuff,
oh yeah,
and because like I'm curious to know how much of this was practical and how much was CG special effects. Because that first scene when Louise goes into the antechamber and we see the aliens for the first time, that could have easily been done uh
with
with
puppets.
props. I mean that with puppet like not
I'm gonna look
even
up I
not
think
even
I
with
saw some
puppets.
trivia
It
earlier that
literally
said
could
what
have
was
been
built. So I'm gonna look, see if
it
I can find
literally
it.
could have been a guy with gloves, special gloves on, a fog machine, and a flashlight. Like literally, because all it was a silhouette at first. We didn't get any
Yeah,
detail at first. It literally could have been, some dude with long fingered gloves, a flashlight, and a fog machine,
Wow, this is
which I
cool.
think is really cool.
This has nothing to do with the sets, but I will look for that. This is on the IMDb trivia. It says director Denis Villeneuve and screenwriter Eric. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that last name. It's foreign and I apologize. But they created a fully functioning visual alien language. Their teams managed to create a logogram Bible, which included over 100 different completely operative logograms, 71 of which are actually used in the movie. That's pretty cool.
I
that
need
is
that.
really cool.
I need that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there actually is a book that you can buy. I actually saw it in Books a Million just a few weeks ago. It's called The Art and Science of Arrival.
Wow.
And I am so mad that I didn't pick it up because I was there for something different. But when I saw that, I was like, okay, mental note, get that at some point because I kind of flipped through it and you see a lot of the logograms in there and kind of like deep diving into their meaning and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is such a good reference to have for the movie.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. I'm gonna
I
see how much
I
it is on
remember
Amazon.
looking at some of those. I remember looking at some of those, and two thoughts popped into my mind. Number one, it resembled a lot like Coffee Stain Studios logo. They're a video game company. If you don't know,
Mm.
and then the other one was I really want a tattoo of one of these. Like I feel like a
Yeah.
tattoo, like I feel like a tattoo of that, like on my bicep or something, would look fucking sick.
So when you flex and you say, "Read this, ladies," you
Oh
know,
my God.
I think it says something cool, but really it's just like,
gibberish.
it's Chinese takeout menu.
Yeah, you try to get the symbol for human, but instead it says I really love potato soup.
It's like no, it's like you think you're getting the symbol for courage, but it just it's like
It's for
hey,
curry.
what does that say? It's that says wonton soup.
And then you quote
Number
Paul
5,
Blart, you go,
wonton
I don't
soup.
drink. Yeah.
I saw a meme once that said I wonder if Chinese people get stupid ass English words tattooed on them. It showed a Chinese guy with just the word water printed across his arm in just the most plain font that you could find.
Water.
Oh, must be thirsty.
I don't know about Chinese tattoos, but Japanese t-shirts have some of the wildest English on them.
Yeah,
I'll just say that.
I saw I saw a picture of a directory in a Chinese hospital, and it showed go this way for this, go this way for this, go that, and one of them said go this way, and it showed the Chinese phrase, and then translated in English it said cunt inspector. So my guess is that was the gynecologist. Could be wrong.
Well, it's like there was this you were talking earlier about Mandarin, how like certain ways that you say certain tones that you say stop.
Yeah.
Stop. There we go.
Which side?
Cam, stop being half Korean, okay?
Anyway,
You're
I was
not
trying
like
to think of
Forrest
something witty to
Whitaker,
say, but I got
you-
nothing.
Yeah.
there was a comedian that said about like her husband was still trying to learn Chinese, and he said he tried to say would you like some strawberries, and instead he, because of his inflection or whatever, he instead said like I want to sleep with your sister.
Whoa, what the heck?
And yeah, and she's like, but I knew what he meant. Like I knew he meant strawberry because I'm Chinese. I don't have a sister.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
That was
I
butchered. I want you guys to know I did butcher that joke. It's way funnier when she says it. Yeah.
Well, it was like there was an
But-
Asian kid walking down sidewalk, and he said, "Dad, some kids said that all Asians at my school said all Asians look the same. Is that true?" He says, "I don't know. I'm your neighbor."
Oh man.
All right,
That was
back to
some
Rival.
that was some Ian Donnelly level humor.
Oh man.
Jeremy Renner had some great jokes in this movie. It
He had
wasn't
a few.
lot. It wasn't a lot. It was 2 or 3 maybe. But like it was just throwaway lines that just made me go,
Mhm.
quick little snort out the nose of like the coffee with aliens thing.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
it was just such a funny throwaway
One thing I
line.
wanted to touch on again, Cam, I know you teased it or mentioned it earlier, was the score, but it's like I don't know notes, so I don't know how many notes it is, but it's like the same thing of the violin, like just over and over, but it's so well done, like it's just so like beautiful that you're not thinking about that. Like at the end, I'm like in the feels. I'm like, oh, this movie just
Yeah. Well, it really is such a simple motif, but if you listen to not just the notes, but the phrasing of the notes and the structure of the notes, and
not quite my tempo,
yeah. Were you rushing or were you dragging?
I wouldn't be able to know.
Poor guy playing the violins like rushing. And why the fuck did you say so?
He's like,
Do you think you're out of tune? Yeah, Again, like I had said at the beginning, you know, with that one particular song book ending the movie, uh, it makes the whole movie feel like, you know, just a big circle. And again, it just ties into that concept of symmetry that's so present throughout the movie, with the narrative
Aside from
structure, with
orthodox.
the score, with the cinematography, with with the character arc. I mean, everything is all about symmetry, and Denis Villeneuve tends to have certain specific themes throughout his movies. Some of them are complex, like in you know, Dune Part Two. You know, don't put your faith in charismatic leaders. And then you have movies like this where it's just one word: symmetry. So this is a movie, you know, but a lot of people have, you know, a lot of, especially kind of older generations, you know, have issues with science fiction, you know, which whatever. But um, this is one of those science fiction movies that I feel is so easily accessible to people. Like you could watch it and not know a goddamn thing about sci-fi, and you would still appreciate the story because it's just
Mhm.
that good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the directors, Villeneuve and like Nolan are those two directors for me where you don't have to like the genre, but you show
Yeah,
anyone a movie and they can appreciate it.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Well,
yeah.
okay, well, because most general audiences know a good movie when they see it. I mean, not everybody can articulate exactly why they think it's a good movie, but you know, I mean, quality needs no explanation. If a movie is good, it's going to show, and
Mhm.
people will appreciate that. And I mean, even if the movie doesn't do good at the box office, because we know how much people love talking about box office numbers when talking about the quality of
Oh,
a movie. I
it's
mean,
so insane.
yeah, well, I mean, The Last Duel freaking bombed at the box office, and it's one of Ridley Scott's
And
best films.
these are the same people that then don't even show up at the theater to support it. It's the same thing with like original movies. We want more original content. Original movie comes out, has great marketing. No one goes and sees it. Like the general audience that complains about having original stuff, and it's like
Yeah,
it's literally it is a circle. Like I mean, it really is. Like it's
they're
just
too busy waiting for the next MCU movie.
exactly, yeah. And then it's not original anymore. So
It's unfortunate, but especially with Netflix having bought out Warner Brothers. Well, I mean, that was a freaking power move I never saw coming.
yeah,
Uh, and Netflix was talking about, oh, we're gonna work to have our movies do 2 week runs in the theaters, and it's like people don't understand how heavy of a hit that is towards the theater, you know,
start investing
business
in
as a
home
whole.
theater now. I'm telling you.
I mean, what we are, I mean, we are witnessing the biggest first step in the downfall of theater
Yeah.
that we'll probably ever see.
I mean,
I mean,
fortunately, there's some of the franchises that are Warner Brothers that contractually are protected to be in the theater. So, like the new Lord of the Rings movies that are coming out,
yeah,
those have to at least be
I'm
released
sorry,
first in
what?
the theater.
not
So,
not new Lord of the Rings movies. The
or
extended editions are doing a theater run in January.
well, and
Okay.
there's the Hunt for
I
Gollum
was
that's going to start filming.
Oh well, there is that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, I guess I should have said Middle Earth is a better way to put it. But yeah, it's crazy. Netflix whines when you share your password with your grandma, but then they just spent like 50 billion on Warner Brothers or whatever. Yeah, okay.
85 billion.
85 billion, my mistake. So,
I mean that is not pocket change.
I
They
mean, if you
they bought
no.
the hell out of Warner
I mean, if you
Brothers.
told me almost 4 years ago when I saw the Batman, that when I see the Batman part 2, it's gonna start with Tadoom, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
No!
It's sad though. I know we're laughing, but man, it just
Oh man. Well,
oh well.
yeah.
And it
speaking of
actually it
Netflix,
doesn't
I
go
am
into
having a
effect until
lot of
next year
self
anyway,
control.
so
Speaking of Netflix, I'm having to exude a lot of self control to not watch the first part of Stranger Things 5.
really. I've watched it
I'm
all.
I'm waiting until New Year's Eve, like the night before the final episode drops, to start watching it because I want to watch it all at once. I don't want to watch 3 episodes and then sit there for a month going, God
I know that is
damn
tough because these episodes were good. There's one character, I won't say his name. It's a kid. No, no spoilers. It's not spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil any plot lines. All I'm gonna say is
better not.
I'm not. All I gotta
He dies at
say
the end.
is no, I'm not gonna say something about like Eddie and like something about. No, I'm kidding.
Ed, and Eddie, I love that show.
Oh man.
Don't
And like
fuck with
Steve
me,
is
Haley.
bald now. Like Steve cuts his hair off. It's weird.
You know what? I would
Steve
fucking love
Harrington.
that. I would love if, like, at the end of it, we get like a Harry Potter 19 years later kind of scene, where
No,
it's
you
just
know how
like
it's
them
gonna
in the
be?
future, and Nancy and Steve are together with their 6 Harrington kids, and Steve's just fucking Mr. Clean. That
No.
would. Oh, I would love
Here's
it.
how it's gonna end. It's gonna cut back to the kids playing D&D at the beginning, and they're gonna. This will all have been a campaign, and then one of them goes, "Huh, stranger things have happened," and then the credits roll.
God, no.
Oh my
what?
god.
I would. I don't know if I would be mad at that.
Well, apparently there's a British spin-off that's going to be happening. So you know how there's like the UK office and then the American office. So in the over in Britain though, it's going to be called Bit Odd, isn't it?
Andrew, if I could reach through this phone and strangle you right now, I would use both hands.
Come on, that's
You
funny.
can't. You can't do it with both hands.
It's okay. Yeah. Now, to be fair, I've never watched Stranger Things, so
Yeah, can't get offended.
You should.
It's
You
great.
should. It's fantastic. I've also been VPNing into Hong Kong Netflix because it's
Cam's
the only
Homeland.
it's the only Netflix server. It's the only Netflix server that has all 21 seasons of Naruto Shippuden in Japanese with English subtitles.
oh my god.
Naruto.
Oh my. See. As soon as you said that you were VPNing into Hong Kong, the first thing I thought of was the South Park episode where Cartman and Butters dress up like Chinese people and they try to get the Chinese like invasion plans.
So nice to see all the Chinese people here. As you
Yes,
can see,
invasion plans.
as you can see, we are Chinese people ourselves.
Oh,
Ting tong, ping pong.
Ting tong dingling.
I really need to watch more South Park. I don't think I've
It's-
ever. I think the only thing I've seen of South Park is Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
Oh man, you're
And
missing out. So-
whatever the fuck that was to do with it, would like starts off with they're hunting for leprechauns and
Imagination Land. Yes.
yeah. And Kyle bet Cartman that they wouldn't find it, and if they do capture the leprechaun, then he has to suck his balls. And he literally has a contract. He goes, Kyle, suck my balls. And
Yes,
then Kyle
Sean.
tries to get his dad to.
Dark
I need
is
to check that out.
incredible. Dark is a German show. German represent. Gotta
Hey,
love it.
Program 2, there you go.
Yeah, and I watched it in the original German dubbing with the English subtitles. I mean, it maintains the authenticity. The people's lips match up, which is nice.
You know, that's the other thing. I can't stand watching the dubbing of a show.
Yeah,
Because it takes me out of it. I have to watch in the original
Yeah.
language with English subtitles.
Yeah.
It's
But
too hard.
Dark
That's how it was with
is-
Squid Games.
Dark
Yeah.
is an incredible show. Like you want like a really good like psychological supernatural thriller. Dark is
Mhm.
in freaking incredible.
I need to check it out because
What's it
like I
on?
said, I've heard good things about it.
Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Oh,
But not in the
Cool.
Hong Kong Netflix, though, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'm
I
kidding.
switch. If anybody is actively monitoring my phone, it looks like I'm instant transmissioning between Seattle and Hong Kong constantly all day.
Did you have to watch Arrival on your phone?
Yes,
Oh,
you
I don't
got
have
one
my. I
like
don't have my computer.
you got one Chinese special agent watching you, and it's like it pings over in Seattle, and he's just like, "What the hair?"
What the
it
hell?
was here and then it's there. Now it's back here.
All right. Well, now that we have effectively
Weird.
gone off the rails, I'd say we can call it for now. So yeah, Arrival, fantastic film. I'd say it's in my top three from Denis Villeneuve, just behind Blade Runner and Sicario.
Ooh,
Just,
okay.
I love Sicario. Sicario
Yeah.
is like, ooh, Benicio del
It's-
Toro. Oh God.
It's got the scene in Sicario, which we got to do sometime.
Mm.
There's a scene in Sicario that reminds me of a scene in Heat, and I think you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not quite the same, but it's when they're in the cars in Sicario. They're trying to get out trying to get out of the country.
Oh,
In the country.
get out of Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that reminds me of the Shoot It Down in Heat a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Sicario is such a tense movie, and we'll definitely do that eventually because I want to
Yeah.
try, over the course of this next year, since we've hit our 1 year anniversary of the show. I want to try and make it a point to do Denis Villeneuve's filmography before the end of this year, but the end of this coming year. So
yeah, we gotta do a
The
topic
end of this
episode
Cam and
again
Focus
soon.
year.
yeah.
And do
Oh.
you ever notice Cam's logo was a circle?
Oh my God, it's like it was meant to be.
We have now arrived at the beginning. This is actually the first ever show that we've done. All the rest is actually in the future, which means we have to rewatch Thanksgiving, The Emu War, Attack Force, Atomic Blonde.
See,
Son of a bitch.
you
Can you
know,
imagine, man? That would suck.
I'd rather not.
I used to think this is where your story ended, but really, this is where your story begins.
I'd use both hands on you too, Michael. All right. So, shameless plugs, Mr. Andrew. What you got for us?
Yeah, let's see. Tomorrow night on M2 Monday on the Feast of Phantoms YouTube channel, we're going to be discussing Jessica Jones Season 2, Episode 11, I believe it is. And then Thursday night in the Cantina Happy Hour, we're taking a brief break from Clone Wars to discuss a Harrison Ford documentary that came out a couple years ago on Disney Plus called Timeless. Hollywood Icon, I think, is the subtitle to it. I don't remember. But pretty good documentary, so I'm looking forward to that. And then Saturday night on the Dingiston YouTube channel, we're continuing our Smallville reviews with episodes 12 and 13 of season 1.
Team America.
I gotta look this up.
Oh, we should do that next week. Team America is so funny. It's from the guys who made South Park, and the whole thing is puppets.
Oh, man. Hey, if you want to do that, either that or a topic episode.
You know
for
what?
sure.
I would be so down to do Team America.
We'll discuss it, in the after show. We'll develop
The after dark,
Yeah.
we'll develop an invasion plan. All right, Michael, any shameless plugs for us?
So tomorrow night we're gonna be over on the Tabletop Lounge / Dingus Den, depending on where you follow. We're gonna be doing another round of D&D with the Trail of Conspiracy. Me and Spencer, who's not here tonight, so I feel like I should shout it out. And then trying to think. I know we're planning on recording the next 2 sessions for the Batman Long Halloween read. I don't know when we're going to record those, but those are coming up this month. Obviously, the Christmas issue is going to be released on Christmas, New Year's on New Year's, etc., etc. And that's really all I got that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right, good deal. Well, this has been Cam and Focus Weekly. Thank you, fellas, very much for joining me. Had a lot of fun talking about Arrival. It's just such a great movie. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that shit. I hate saying that. I truly hate saying be sure to like and subscribe. It makes me feel like an influencer or something. Which
you've already done a bikini episode, so like
they've already liked and subscribed. They just don't know it yet.
Yeah. You've already hit 100 million subscribers. You just don't know it yet. See, right now, Kim, you're moving like this. you need to be moving like this. Like Neil Breen would already be moving like this. Okay.
Oh my
You're
god.
doing the Steven Seagal where you're trying to take the hard way because you don't like, you're scared to move in a circle.
I,
All right.
That was funny. All I can think about is that episode of SpongeBob now. Where it's
I
the
don't know.
episode where Mr. Krabs is trying to date Mrs. Puff, and he keeps getting SpongeBob to buy a bunch of like gifts for her, and then bitches about him spending all of his money. And he's like, SpongeBob, me boy, we're not talking about this or this. We're talking about. And at the end, SpongeBob gets so fed up, he's like, we're not talking about this. We're talking about that. And it's funny, and that you doing the hand movements just made me think of that. That was my random. That was my final.
I
random
gotcha.
outburst of the night.
Yeah.
I bet if I watch SpongeBob, I might know, but I don't. So I don't. But that's okay.
I'll send it to the group chat later.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for another episode of Cam and Focus Weekly. And thank you everybody who joined in the chat. You know, we had a lot of fun engaging with everybody. Again, you know, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We go live every Sunday, and we will see you guys next week. We will figure out what we're doing, whether it's Team America or a topic video. I'll be posting about it later. So anyways, everybody have a good night. See you next week.